talking a little bit on Saturday about some concerns now with Joel McGregor and Aaron Drinan. So do you have any update on how they're doing?
Yeah, they're going to miss the next few. So gives other people a chance, you know. Did I want that? No, but it is a fact, you know. So Harry Smith came off precautionally as well with a sore hamstring. But it happens with this weather. We have tried to take off the grass a little bit, but because we've got so much structure that we need to keep putting them in because it's different than before. I've had them out there a bit, but it is a bit too wet and damp. So hopefully we can enjoy, bask in the wind, think about getting another one, because we haven't got much time to recover after that. And we've got some travelling to do. Luckily, it ain't too far. I don't understand why one of these games isn't a home game, but there you go.
Can you give us a little bit more on what Joel and Aaron have done?
Well, Aaron's got a tight hamstring, and basically he sprinted in behind our defence. He was going to score, and he slowed right up and didn't shoot. Fantastic run. He's been outstanding this week, I must admit. And he said he felt his hamstring tighten up, which is normally a sign to go. So we think it's just fatigue. We're having a little look. We don't think he's torn anything, but that is a major red flag. So he walked off. Joel complained of losing power when he tries to sprint, feeling a real sharp pain as he tried to push off of his right foot. And it's exactly the same as Harrison Minton. So he's a young man. He's trying to get up to speed with regular first team games. So he had to walk off, so we've gonna rest him. I don't think he'll be ready or involved in the next couple of games, but you never know. Young ones are a bit different. He might feel a lot better because he's desperate to not lose his place and keep playing. So, but these are the things that you've got to be careful of. And obviously on Saturday I had to make some substitutions because Grant Hall, I'm going to need him. Ollie Clark, I'm going to need him. And they're not ready for that amount of games yet. You know, if you look at Ryan, I left him out of one game, brought him back in. He's been sensational since. It's all about sharing out that work and giving you a mental rest of the pressure that you're under to try and win games. So hopefully I'll be able to do that with who I've got left. Still got some lads who deserve a game who haven't been playing yet, like Namdi. You know, what a wonderful lad to put on instead of Ollie Clark and not lose any leadership, which is brilliant. So hopefully I can come up with a couple of decent teams that might get us some more points.
If Aaron's not around, how do you sort of assess your ability to kind of get in behind other teams then?
Slight change of shape. And I would have used Botan as well. He can do that. But it might suit. I think that was Kabongo's best game for me, apart from leading the line alone against Wickham. But he was more comfortable in that. But we could pick that team. That team had experience in it. That was more or less the team that we signed to play every week. And that's the first time we've been able to pick them. So just goes to show how difficult the thing is. But there's other people here as well who you know, who believe they can play in a different position. And I think I've seen that already. If he wouldn't have been sent off, he was having an excellent game. Rozier. He keeps telling me he's a right winger. So if we haven't got Aaron, maybe I can throw him up on the right wing. Maybe that's where he wants to play instead of left wing back. It's a weird thing to have, but you know, it's such a difference. Left wing back to right wing is such a difference in anybody who's played the game, but he's proven to me he can do it. So, you know, there'll always be someone. But again, it's trying to get that balance and trying to get the right experience in the team. Without Grant and without Ollie, our 32-year-olds, I think it's been very difficult for the rest of the group to try and find that leadership. So hopefully I can tickle them through, keep them going. But Saturday, Tuesday, or whenever it is, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, or whatever it is, we've got 4 games in 10 days, I think. That's a big ask for anyone, but that's 12 points. Let's see what we can do. Obviously, I'm discounting Colchester because that really showed me something that I don't ever want to see again in my team, and I think we've had a great response since then. And that's all I can ask. So I'm judging us. Come on, can we keep? It feels like stagger forward at the moment, if I'm being brutally honest, because even when we missed a penalty, I think we're officially worse than England at penalties at the moment. And that's me trying to make a joke of it, but what we have to do is grasp every opportunity and drive that nail in the opposition's coffin, so to speak, so that lid can't come up. Because Saturday their crowd started getting louder than ours. We looked nervous again, having been on a buoyant, dominating the game from start to finish, until we missed that, and then they go and up the other end. Thank God we've scored that was a fantastic goal, the third one. And then we even got nervous after that. So, you know, it's precarious. We are walking on ice, aren't we? Well, I want us to be on solid ground. And if we can have a decent month, hopefully no injuries. And I also got to be looking at when the transfer market opens to see what I can do there. So, yes, I'm absolutely flat out. And as I would normally put it, I'm flat out like a lizard's tongue. Straight out, imagine it. Hopefully I'll come back in with a couple of flies on the end of it, so that'll keep us ticking over. But I'm delighted with the lads. I thought they were brilliant, absolutely brilliant last week. And I mean brilliant with the way they represented the club, with the senior do and the kids. I think we're in a great place. And if you are a Swindon fan, I want you to be optimistic. And anything that you feel's wrong with us, I will be working my heart out to try and improve all of those things. Because you deserve to come to the county ground and be entertained and in a pleasant environment. So I can't blame the staff. I think they're fantastic. What I'm going to try and do is help you have a wonderful experience. And if you can help my team terrify the opposition and beat them, it will be great. So that's what is on my Christmas wish list.
Do you like bringing players in for training on Christmas Day? Because there always seem to be differing opinions from managers about this.
Sometimes it's not about whether it's Christmas Day or not. It's about the workload and whether you trust your team to remember what you've said the day before. If you look at my staff, they're constantly, during the game, shouting out what the lads need to do. I need them to sit down and trust the lads to do it, but the lads do forget. So I bought a couple of rubber mallets that I'm going to be knocking on the side of their head to say, come on, have you got that information? And I'm trying to give it them in different ways. So hopefully they will remember and they will take responsibility. But I believe in the way they're playing, you can see that happening. I can feel it happening. I can feel the change. And yes, it desperately needs to change. But groups of footballers these days are notorious because of a lack of leadership. Not just our club. All around the country. All around the world. Senior players aren't taking responsibility for the younger ones to train them how they should be and how they should talk and how they should communicate. The world's a very different place about communication these days. So it's absolute paramount that there was nothing wrong with how I was brought up apart from the grabbing by the throat. I won't have that. That was Lindsay Parsons. And Doug Hillard ate some Vic, and that was just weird. And then he breathed all over the winger and said, imagine how he feels about that, son. I thought he was going to kill himself. But these are the people who brought me up, but they were all really good pros. So what I'm trying to do is get responsibility. And with the young ones who are in and out, I'm so proud of them. I'm asking the senior ones to look after them, and I think it's working. I do. Without them coming in and without them being so, I can't give the responsibility to an older one. A bit like my dad used to do with me, my brother John. Got slaughtered all the time. And I got away with being horrible. because it was his responsibility to look after me. And I asked for some more pocket money one day, and my dad went, son, you're never going to get it because you won't have responsibility because you're the youngest. I got to give your brother and your sister responsibility to look after you. And that's the way it is. So I'm trying to do that with my senior ones. And I feel they're quite enjoying it.
Last one, we should mention Wimbledon are going pretty well, so lots of challenge have you got going there?
There's so many different styles in this division. You know, if you look at Saturday, it wasn't quite as physical. They weren't as physical in their back line as, so we beat them up a bit, you know, which I'm proud to say we did. Harry won that goal. Tishmanga moved them around, you know, and then Ollie ran on the back of them. We were aggressive, and, you know, but so there's all different types in this league. They're on a fantastic roll. And I believe we'll find a way to try and hurt them, and that's what we've got to do. Our away form's got to be better. We need to compound. That's 2 home wins now. Can we go away from home and at least get a point, and if not, try and get 3, and, you know. But you need your team to play really well away from home. You need at least 8 out of 10 from every player, so, you know, that's what I'm encouraging them to do. They'll enjoy the feeling of the dressing room on Saturday, how they were with the fans at the end. They really enjoy that. They're desperate to get that feeling going, and what we need to do is do that and feel that on an away trip, because we've had some horrific horror shows. Colchester is still etched on their brain. I won't let them forget it. I did something on Saturday about how to start a game, and you saw us, we started out the blocks, so that worked. And I talked about how we were at Colchester when we fell to pieces, you know, so they understand. I don't let them forget it, but I try and do it in a way that's positive. Although I didn't feel very positive after that. If you think about the strides we've made since then, I can only thank the lads. Because I can tell them what to do. They might not do it. So hopefully they'll understand what I'm asking for. And Saturday, if the penalty would have gone in, I think it would have been a totally perfect day, because we'd have gone on and put our foot on their neck, so to speak. But everybody let them off in the end. Their crowd got loud, spurred them on, and it happens. It really does happen in this division, where all of a sudden one team is Jekyll and Hyde, isn't it? It's not just us, it's all of them. So there you go. Crazy old world. And I think Charlie Adams got the sack, is that true? When he came down to us a few weeks ago, they were 9 points above us. He hasn't won since, and he's lost his job. How crazy is football? Feel for you, Charlie. Don't deserve that. But there you go. Such is life.
Good luck.
Thank you.
We've seen, obviously, Billy Kirkman come back, and George Cox is performing especially well at the moment as well. So what kind of dilemma have you got between the two of them?
Well, Coxie came off because I saw him do a rugby tackle after he had a yellow card. And I literally had to change my underwear at half time, because what are you doing? Their bench saw it. That could have been another red card, you know, so what I can't have is that. So that's why I took him off. And they also smashed a big diagonal, which I thought Billy would have won. But Billy walked on there and got us the 3rd goal with a wonderful tackle. And this is the beautiful thing about it. I think George is playing really, really well. So's Billy, and that gives me a problem. But it's the way they're accepting what I'm asking them and who I'm saying and who I'm picking. It's the way they're accepting that now. It's totally different from when I first came here. And that's well done to them. They've actually listened to the sort of pro they should be. So well done, George. Well done, Billy. And it's almost a bit of a coin flick at the moment. But I'll be managing the minutes, the games, to make sure that I've got a fully fresh, mentally tough team to go out there and start. But it's all about who finishes as well. So I've got to be very, very careful with that as well. You might see Namdi start and me bring on Ollie, do you know what I mean? And that's because I believe I need the team that's ready and mentally woomph, ready to go. So these are the things that I've got to deal with, because I'm not sure they can all play 90 minutes, 90 minutes, 90 minutes, 90 minutes in this schedule. But what a wonderful problem to have, Joe. It's been to get Billy back from Western Supermare and bring him into this group, and for him to do as well as he's done is almost a miracle. Well done, Bill. absolutely brilliant. And was I looking to strengthen that side? It's freed up reserve to go the other side and play where he really, truly wants to play, which is over on the right wing. I haven't seen him there yet. All we did at Wickham, and he skinned someone and chipped the ball in, and Billy scored. So, wow, it's you never know what's going to happen at the moment, I must admit. But hopefully we'll see the same strides that the team are making. We look aggressive, we're pressing, we're trying to win the ball back, we're going together, we look a lot braver from set plays and getting our head on it and clearing it, you know. And hopefully we'll score some more goals, because it's a wonderful feeling when you're scoring. I need a clean sheet. We haven't had a clean sheet, and that's annoying me. But we went back to our old little selves there, fanning around on the edge of our box, didn't we? Someone should have just cleared it, and we would have had a clean sheet. We lost ourselves a goal by overplaying in the wrong area there. But there you go. Onwards and upwards. And I know I've diversed off of your question, but Coxey's been outstanding, and so has Billy, and that's what I'm hoping. The more I can get people playing 8s and 9s out of 10 every game, the more likely we're going to be of winning. And at the end of the day, it's about the next result. The last one can either hurt you, you got to pinch yourself and go again, or you can be complacent because you just won and you're feeling good about yourself. I got to snap all of that out of everybody and make sure that it's only the next game that we're focused on. And the focus has to be absolutely nailed down of when the game starts, when we're ready, and here we go. And I think you saw that last Saturday. Well done, boys.
You did actually take it in the direction I was going to go about the defensive improvements that we've seen, even about maybe that clean sheet. You're facing a Wimbledon side now with top 5 basically every happenstance and the best in the league at set pieces. So how big of a yardstick is this going to be for that improvement?
I can't wait to see. I am really infused about us being challenged about what we're not good at and what people have said. We've had to face that by losing to Morecambe and then getting thumped by Colchester. So for me, everything I've said to the lads about how they should feel and what they should do and how they should feel challenged about the next challenge they're going to have, I can't wait to see us. And I believe we will get some first headers, we will get the knockdowns, we will then play, we will hurt them in their box. And if you look at their back line trying to deal with our front two on Saturday, with Ollie backing it up and with Tamisi down that side, he wasn't going to play at the start. That was going to be Joel McGregor, but Tamisi's almost impossible to drop now after that. You know, this is what I'm asking. So, and you've already mentioned the other side, Billy and Coxey, and this is what I'm trying to create. A wonderful spirit of, hang on a minute, I want that place, and they all know now that I'm probably going to need 5 of you to come off the bench and help finish off. So we got starters and finishers, and if I switch that around, still have the same attitude. But I don't want to lose too many more. And if I try and play the same team every minute of every game, I think I'll get added on injuries because of a stress factor in the intensity that we need to get us out of the trouble that we're in. Because we have to be intense. And we can't let that drop. So that's what I'm asking.
Thank you very much.
I just mentioned Tamishi because there was a week early on when you were here where you didn't include him in the matchday squad.
Yeah.
Since then, can you give a description of how he's improved, both in terms of performance and probably even more importantly in terms of his mental application?
Mate, he's very new to this. He's only had one proper season in professional football before this. So it's all about his upbringing and his understanding. And he's desperate to do well. That's what I love about him. And I'm also not sure about encouragement that he would have had in his life in the past, you know, because of some of his mannerisms. And I've got to be very careful how I tell him, but all I see is someone who's desperate to learn. He doesn't even realise how good he is. He's such a nice person that when you tell him he's done really, really well, he's almost surprised. So I can't wait to get out on the grass with him again. I think it's a joy to see. And it's very rare that someone really wants to listen and wants to learn and then asks so many questions. And sometimes he's out there and he's questioning where he's got to go. And you just if I was as quick as you, just get tight, mate. Just get as tight as you can, because he can't run you, and you do realise how quick you are. And having such a bit of pace like that, it's really difficult sometimes to know it. And you know, I prefer him sprinting forward rather than at the back there. Do you know what I mean? Because he always looks like he's going to get us across or get us a fin. You know what I mean? And I'd rather him right up there if I can. That means we're playing well then. But mate, it's a joy to work with. He's a wonderful kid. Really, really like him on and off the field. And there's so much more that will come from him, right? I believe so. And it's about his attitude. He's showing a wonderful attitude. And at first it was, oh, I'm not in the team. So I had a long chat with him about that. Because life's about learning. And it don't matter whether the kid who's taking your place is slightly younger than you. It shouldn't matter, really. He's been in an academy set up. Where did you learn, son? So this is all about him appreciating where he is and what he's got to do and how he's got to do it. And I think Wickham away was a wonderful thing for him, showing me how quick he was in a centre-half role. He doesn't know that position as well as he should do. That's why I left him out. After Bradford, he didn't mean to make that mistake, but it's all about then reinforcing confidence, getting him out on those, putting him in those situations, because he should have turned away with his right side and gone that way, and he tried to come back that way. You can't do that as a centre. You could do it out wide, but not as a centre-half, because there was 2 or 3 people on him. But this is why I'm back in. His willingness to learn and his hunger to learn is great. Was that the same when I first walked in the door? I didn't think so. I think there was a pride, a dented pride that everybody showed if they weren't in the first team. Aaron Drinnan did it. He did it. Tamishi did it. You know, it's really important that they don't do that anymore. And I'm very proud of them. They picked it up very, very quickly. You know.
Yes, Cav was also in a similar situation.
Absolutely.
You've got to make a decision on him imminently, I imagine. January coming up in his loan situation.
Yeah.
He's got 3 more games to come, but how much did his performance Saturday give you something extra to think about?
Basically, I've asked him to do a slightly different role since I've been here, really. From the left, he says he can do it, but he's a number 9, isn't he, up there with Harry. He's a very different number 9 than Harry is, but you know, those two are a complete and utter handful. But we haven't always had the same. With Aaron Drinnan is a little bit different. Where am I going to play him if I've got those 2 up front? If I don't play a free, does he think he's a winger? Does he want to be wing back? Is he a midfielder? Oh dear, this is what I'm saying, that the selection of the overall group doesn't give me a chance to put all my best players in one team.
I guess Aaron's injury at this particular moment then is quite timely for Cav to be able to potentially...
I shouldn't say it like that. It's not about that, you know, but with Harry on form as hot as Harry's been, even his assists on the weekend again, he won the header for the first thing, you know, he's absolutely vital to us, you know. And we haven't got anyone else like him. What you will need, if you haven't got a big, strong, tall man, is someone with pace, and Cav's definitely got that, and that's what he's showing. So Aaron's got that in abundance, you know, and I believe I'd say he was the only one has the total mentality, whether he's playing or whether he's not, to walk out there and absolutely grab a game by the scruff of the neck and not need anyone else to cheer him on, just go and do the way he is. And I think I was worried we were going to miss that on Saturday. I didn't need to worry at all. I thought the whole team showed that. Do you know what I mean? So the more the merrier, the more I've got, the more problems I've got. But at the end of the day, it's not a problem. I will select somebody, and I'll have somebody on the bench who will come off and give me that slightly different thing. Because in every game, you're going to need all different types. And never have I seen it so much as in this league at the moment. So many different styles, so many different ways. It's really interesting, unlike the Premier League. You know? And with Man City almost unravelling in front of our eyes because people are sussing out what they're doing, their own team's losing confidence. Never seen anything like it, have we? But you've got to be able to play a different tune. You know, Elvis had the odd different tune every now and again, didn't he, to manage to stay in it. It wasn't always rock and roll, was it? He had some slow ones, he had some ballads. So I need that in my group and in my squad. So as you can see, I'm wafting away, I'm drifting away again. It's probably not even printable what I'm talking about now. But it makes sense to me, and I think they get how quirky and strange I am. I think they're understanding what I'm wanting now. And I thought the way we started the game on Saturday, whoever was playing was absolutely just like one of my teams. And I can only thank them for that.